Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. Well, it is a beautiful sunny day on the left coast. It's supposed to be a high of 63 degrees today, and it could not come sooner. The older I get, the less I like these long, cold winters, and I'm looking forward to some sun on my red Indian skin. So today we're going to be picking up where we left off, and that will be getting these solar panels up. Now, as America rushes headlong into World War III, hard times are coming. Have I not been warning you about the great struggle for over a decade now? People ask me, where's your great struggle? Gentlemen, if you don't see the great struggle and what's on the horizon, then there's no hope for you. But for those of us that want to protect our homes and have a little bit of energy independence, having some solar, even a small array, is going to be very well invested. So today we'll get the panels installed. We'll jump in there and get the bracketry done. But before that, let me show you all the underground work we've done and get you up to speed. And then we'll jump into fabricating mode. Last week we got the mighty 6-inch Schedule 40 steel pipe mounted and the bracketry half done. Mr. Jiraiya, my right hand, has been doing the underground. He did a nice job here. He's got the ground rod. Oh, you can't see it, it's on the other side, and a 2-inch conduit buried, excavated right over there to the other side. So he's boring the hole through there right now so we can get the wiring done while I work on the bracketry. Check this out. This is pretty cool right here. So here is the weatherhead where the solar line will come from the shop up into the panels, and Mr. Jiraiya sourced this really skookum outdoor disconnect. So what we'll do is we're going to mount a pressure treated post and have this right here but facing the other direction so that we have circuit breakers, we have lightning protection, grounding protection, as well as a way to shut off the panels. Here's a little close-up of Mr. Jiraiya's handiwork. Very clean conduit work, a nice penetration there with a waterproof box. Now this quality of work here is going to be alien to East Coast, man. While Mr. Jiraiya is finishing that underground, you guys are going to come in here with me and help me figure out what we're going to do. So here's the problem. This is the lower bracket that will be mounted on the big 6-inch pole. We need a way of connecting these two pieces. Something that will move so that we can adjust it per the seasons, because this is an adjustable mount. So we can't just weld this or hook this, bolt this on. It needs to be functional. So we're going to have to build a bracket that bolts onto here and here that allows this to have multiple positions. And I think I know just where to start. Let's build our bracket out of a piece of this L-track. I'm thinking about 4.5 inches. A couple of you pointed out how clever it was that I'm using a music stand as an adjustable bench for my runoffs. This is not a music stand. If I was a musician, I'd still be in bed. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. This is actually a baby stand used in the film industry, and this top piece here is actually, it's a laptop stand. I bought it for a laptop, and then I find out just for regular use, and I just use it all the time. It's just one of the handiest things in the shop to have a little adjustable table, I guess. Next, we'll have to cut out a little tab here. So we use this for a square. Something like this here. And we'll remove this. Now we can deburr this, clean up that cut a little bit. Here's the tool, gentlemen. If you don't already have one of these, I give you permission to go out and to buy one right now. The M12 right angle grinding tool, die grinder. You get this roll lock, these are roll lock attachments. You can get anything from a Scotch-Brite pad to fine to coarse. This is a 36 grit. These spin on here. This here is handier than a pocket in a shirt, especially if you do any sort of fabricating. I'll deburr these corners. here's what I came up with. This will bolt to the main frame. This will be down, and then our L-track will mount inside of this and be able to slide past for adjusting for different times of the season. This mark right here will be the outside of the starboard bracket. I'll clamp this on here and we'll drill them both together. That way we know our holes will line up. A handy tool that's, whoops, I moved that. I guess we better get that ready. A handy tool is this is a clamp that a lot of welders and fabricators use. It just gives you the ability to hold things in place so they don't move when you're doing your layouts and welding or tacking stuff on. They're really nice to have. You should have a pair of them too. You'll use them a lot when you're welding and fabbing stuff. Nice and flush. All right, that's where we're going to drill it. Center punch. Well, gentlemen, I have to cut into the video really quick. What I just shared with you was yesterday. I was able to sell the Sweet Loaf's motorcycle, Jack's first motorcycle, and well, this beautiful CRF 110 came up, and we dropped everything and loaded up the family. We went and picked it up last night. So we're going to pick up the next day right where we left off, back over at the bench with the brackets. I'll cover this more in the next video. Okay, so this is where we left off yesterday. I have the left bracket installed. We'll set here to drill and install the right bracket, and then we're ready to go put this on the post. Beautiful. Perfect. Remember last time we had all sorts of problems with these cheap Chinese threads. So we got the big old bolt breaker. We'll put some of this anti-seize on there, and that definitely seemed to help. Hopefully this one won't give us as much trouble as the last one did. All right, let's stick this on here, and then we can kind of figure out where that's going to line up, and then we can start making our connections. So I'm guessing somewhere in here. All right, let's give it the beans. Terrible. Garbage. It seems that if you can kind of break through those first threads, that's amazing. Like, it's so tight that even this thing's pretty burly. Not even that will turn it. Unbelievable. I'll get a breaker bar and we'll put some oil on that, see if we can get it moving a little bit, and then zip it in with that impact. Unbelievable. We'll put the old breaker bar on there. I got a pipe I can hang on the end of this too if it's going to give us trouble. I can get it past the plastic, it seems to loosen up a little bit. And I think we can get the torque or the impact on it. You can already feel it loosening up. Well, it's never going to come loose. And we definitely have a storm kicking up here. A windstorm is always a good thing because that means windfall. So we might be up cutting firewood here before we know it if we get some trees down across the road. All right, I think I can run it up now with the impact. There we go. All right, we don't need to tighten that up yet. So now we have to probably determine this, set this at a 45 just to start someplace. And then wherever that comes in, we'll determine this height. So I think the next logical step is going to be to put the lower section on and drill these holes right here. We need to determine where the holes are going to be and to set the proper angle. One thing I do know is that this is going to need to come in here just like this here. So I think we can determine this here. If I clamp this on, we should be able to just mock this up a little bit. Let's put a bolt right in here. I'm guessing about right. There will do nice. Goodness, it's windy. I can't tell you how excited I am for summertime. This has been a rough winter. It's been hard to stay positive the way as bad as things are getting, and the cold and such. It seems to be I don't know, maybe just the promise that always comes from spring of rebirth. It just puts me in a good mood. I think not having sun on your face and skin is not good for a person. I think it's very healthy to get sun in your eyes. All right, that looks pretty nice. Let's see how we're looking. That bracket we just made now is going to be right here. So let's put some vice grips on here. Until we can see where we're at. This is far too much confusing mathematics for me. I know. I'm an analog guy. I've got a level. I've got a level with a 45-degree bubble on it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. That's the type of figuring that I can figure out. Looky there, gentlemen. We don't need no schooling to figure stuff out. So this will be 45. So we need to be, what? We need to come down a little bit steeper. My public school education rears its ugly head again. Oh, a little bit too much, but we got it this time. With that angle set, now we'll make this measurement and then we can match the other side. We won't have to go through that whole process. So we're going to say 64 3/8. Put our fastener in. Goodness, gentlemen, this is getting exciting. We might be charging batteries here. All right, gentlemen, I think we are ready to mount the panels. Your way. All right. I'll hold this if you want to. I got the short ones out the outside there. Okay. Drop them in.
We are going to go to the left.
Feels strong. These panels are pretty rigid. That really gives it a lot of shear. Mount is kind of a pain in the butt to make, but it's pretty good once you get it up.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
Good. How do you like it?
I've seen some janky ones. All right. You got a hold of it there?